Is AI art real art? And the comment section screamed after I posted this reel that AI art is real art. What actually is art? Is it struggle? Is it intention? Is it emotion? Or is it creation itself, regardless of who or what creates it? In today's video, we're gonna get into the most debated question in the art world: is AI art real art? And I'm going to present you both sides of the argument, and I want you to choose for yourself which side you believe. So here's where a lot of people stand. AI can't dream, it can't suffer, it can't feel emotions, it's just math, predictions, algorithms. It's only copying the data that it's trained on. This is the soul of the argument that real art comes from human emotion, experience, life, death, pleasure, pain, perspective. And because AI hasn't experienced that, it can't create real art. That every brushstroke, every sentence, every note carries something intangible behind it. Then maybe it's not the actual piece itself, it's the journey that someone took to create it, the story. Some people even compare AI to plagiarism because it's copying things, remixing styles, drawings, and then changing it a little bit based on someone's prompt. It's derivative, it's not really original. And that's where we run into some issues because there's no artist behind it, they're missing. Fair point, right? But here's where it gets interesting. This all has to do with the definition of art. So what is art? Is it defined by intention or how something makes you feel, or just a painting on the street? But I want to focus in because a lot of times we like to say art makes you feel. For example, the artist has some intention or meaning or feeling behind their piece of art. So let's zoom in and I want you to think about a doodle. Yes, a doodle. I want you to go back to when you were in school or you're bored, sitting down and you have a piece of paper and you're just doodling. Now, that doodle might have no meaning behind it, or it might have some deep philosophical truth. And someone else could look at it and feel absolutely nothing, or someone else could look at it and feel so much and be overwhelmed by how great your doodle is. So is it still art? I mean, is it art? Is it art if it makes someone feel something, or is it art if they don't feel anything at all? And if you're saying art must have intention behind it. And I want you to go back and think of some of the greatest artists: Picasso, Da Vinci. How can you prove that every artist had some massive, or in general, intention or feeling they wanted someone to feel behind their art? The reality is we assume, we project our feelings onto these pieces of art. For example, you're at an art fair and you see a very dark piece of art and you think, oh my gosh, it's so dark, I feel sad. Someone else might look at that and feel happy. And the artist might have intended it to be somber. Picasso, Da Vinci, they had their own reasons for creating, but do we really know their exact thoughts and feelings? Or do we simply interpret it through our own lens? So if art is something that makes you feel, then why can't AI art do the same? But we're getting completely off track. What is real art? Art is the expression or application of human creative skill and imagination, typically in a visual form such as a painting or sculpture, producing works to be appreciated primarily for their beauty or emotional power. But what if we need to rethink it? What if historically art has been about much more than human experience? And to answer this question, I'd like to start where it all began: the prehistoric era. Art used to be in the form of cave drawings and carvings as a means of documentation and communication. In ancient civilizations, Greece, Rome, Egypt, art took the meaning for ceremonies, religious, spiritual meanings. And during the Middle Ages, art took on the meaning to be very religious. Think glass-stained windows and illuminated manuscripts and sculptures of religious figures. Then we move into the Renaissance period, where art took on the form of individual creativity. And this is where artists like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo started to celebrate things like the human experience. Until the 7th century, art focused mainly on skill. See, the definition of art has always evolved. Photography wasn't always considered art. Graffiti wasn't always considered art. So is it possible that we're looking at the same exact scenario with AI? What if it's just about evoking emotion, whether the creator is human or not? Let's go deeper. A student in an art class was asked to draw an elephant. So what did they do? They looked up photos of what elephant looked like and decided to piece together those references and then drawed a elephant based on what they pieced together. Isn't that what AI is doing? It pulls from a database of millions of examples that it looks at, takes your prompt, and then builds something out and creates something based on that. The difference, one has flesh and blood, the other one is lines of code. Both are interpreting based on input. So the question becomes, is it the consciousness, the soul behind it that creates the art, or is it the act of creating? If we're going based on the soul, then how can we say that we ourselves have soul? Can we prove that we have a souls? We can't. So is it fair to say that only humans can create art because we have a soul that we don't even know we have? Now, this is the part that gets people really heated. AI is stealing real art, but let's unpack it. Every artist in history has taken inspiration. They've borrowed, they've studied, they've copied different pieces and interpreted it in their own way. And Picasso said himself, good artists copy, great artists steal. Culture is a remix. This is why we have repeats of style from going back to the 70s to frickin' now. You read a book, you take a line from it that you love, and then years later, you'll recreate something based on it from the inspirational piece you heard. AI does the exact same, but it just has a larger database that it has in the background with access to more information. So it creates something new based on pattern. Is that stealing, or is that creation in a new medium? And let's not forget the prompt engineer behind it. The human behind the keyboard. They're crafting, curating, creating a prompt to get the exact output that they want. Just like a director might not draw a single storyboard, they're still crafting the entire vision behind it. Now here's where we bring it full circle. Maybe the argument isn't just art, but how do we value it? Do we value a piece because it is really old, or the story behind it, or that some great artist created it? AI can generate a masterpiece in 10 seconds, but that's only possible because of centuries of data of human experience and creation. The tech, the training data, the code, that's all built on our shoulders. So in a way, AI art is still human at its core. And what's wild is this, artists who have trained for years can now create masterpieces in seconds. They can take what they've trained for years and conduce it. So is AI art real art? Some say no, because it doesn't have a soul, it has no emotion, and it's just copying based on what other people put in it on data. Some say yes, it is causing emotion, so it is art. It's just evolution of human creation over time. So maybe the most important thing isn't who made it, but it's why it's made. And maybe, just maybe, we're asking the wrong question. Maybe it's not about AI art versus human art. It's about what we choose to value moving forward. Let me know your thoughts below. This conversation is far from over. Drop a comment, subscribe for more, and hey, stay curious.